Welcome to our Bagsmart Blast backpack review. Actually, backpacks. I got 4 versions of this bad boy. If you're in the market for a new bag, you've come to the right place. In this video, I'm gonna take my experience from reviewing over 500 bags, and we're gonna break down this bag, we're gonna pack it out, and I'm gonna give you my honest pros and cons. And you're really gonna wanna stick around to the end of the video, because if you're not quite feeling this bag, I'm gonna give you a couple of alternative suggestions for bags that are similar, but a little bit different, so you can find the best bag for your needs. Let's talk about the gist of the Bagsmart Blast backpacks. Bagsmart's a really interesting brand because they are making not like the most ultra budget backpacks, just like that slight hair above, which means that you get a little bit of quality in their designs, but they're still coming in at a pretty accessible price point. Some of this bag's top features being, it's really clean aesthetic. I mean, Margaret and I, when we first got this bag, we're like, damn, it's actually a really good looking bag. Do you agree, Margaret? It looks good. A bunch of quick access pockets in the front, clamshell, suitcase style opening to the main compartment, a quick access top pocket, clamshell access to the tech compartment. And it should be noted there's 2 versions, the standard version, which is 28 liters and does not expand. And then this guy, the 28 liter, which does expand to 38 liters. Now what's cool about Bagsmart is they understand that the people want colors. I read every comment on this channel and y'all want more color options. So you can see we got the beige, the black, the expandable in this beautiful minty green color. There's even some dual fabric options like the new mesh version. You got this expandable mesh in the front and on the water bottle pocket. So if color options and affordability are your things, you're gonna love Bagsmart. For the size, we're looking at around just under 17 inches height, 13 inches width, and a fully packed out depth of around 8-ish inches. We'll check out the expanded depth when the bag's fully packed out, even though we totally forgot to do it for the last video. Now, the weight of the Blast backpack will vary depending on what version you get, depending on the fabric and whether or not there's expansion, but it's not gonna vary a lot as these bags are super light. As you can see, coming in at 2.3 pounds, which for a 28 liter bag, not too bad. This is the Blast backpack when it's empty. And this is the Blast backpack when it's fully packed out and worn on the Nomads Nation team. For reference, I'm 5'8", and our media manager, Margaret, is 5'2". And don't worry, we're gonna pack out the bag throughout the entire review so you can see exactly what it fits. Bagsmart offers a 1-year warranty against manufacturing defects for their backpacks. And for all that, this bag runs around 70 to 80 USD, depending on what version you get. And if at any point in this review, you're like, dude, I'm not gonna lie, like it does look good and it's only 80 bucks, that's a good deal, go Bagsmart. I'm in, and you're gonna make a purchase. We do highly suggest doing so using the first link in the description below. Reason being, that link makes sure that you get the best price, and we oftentimes have discount codes. But that link also helps to support the Nomads Nation YouTube channel and team so we can keep making the best bag reviews on the web. Thank you very much. Okay, let's talk about the front of the Bagsmart Blast backpack, which again, I can't emphasize enough, it's just like a clean look, dude. Bagsmart's been like kind of on my radar for a bit, but they seem to be kind of like stepping up their game from just like, we're just crappy, average bag manufacturer to like, yo, we're gonna make good bags for the price point. And this aesthetic, I think, is a huge component of that. And also, adding to that seems to be the evolution of the Bagsmart logo, which I think this is their old one, which let's be honest, it sucks. Sorry, Bagsmart, it just does. And this is their new one, which let's be honest, looks good. Childish, very clean and nice. So I think it's all part of Bagsmart sort of moving forward and modernizing their brand. Now, there's not a lot of details about what this primary fabric is, and again, it will vary based on what color of the bag you get. But as you can see with the squares, this is some sort of ripstop nylon. For the mint green version, it's smooth to the touch. And yeah, actually, it's the same fabric on the black as well. Ripstop, I don't know if it's a polyester or a nylon, but it's nice. Like, will this bag last 25 years? Will it last a quarter of a century? I don't know. But for 80 bucks, it seems well constructed, and the fabrics, I think, will last a while. Years, probably, at a minimum. On the front, we have this top pocket here and the side pocket here. Neither of these compartments have any additional organization. There's no pockets within pockets. So there's sort of throw-alls in that sense, but it's a good spot for anything you want quicker access to. Book right in there. Then on the top, I can throw my wallet, AirPods, little notebook, jotting down my next big idea. Love, in particular, this pocket right here. Due to its quick access, right? Now, I might not need it for quick access to a book, but if I had something in there, like I was traveling, let's say passport, boarding pass, or even like my big bulkier over-the-head headphones, being able to swing the bag around and grab what you need is pretty awesome, not gonna lie. Now the last pocket on this front is the zippered access to the main compartment, which we're gonna talk about in depth in the next section. Let's go ahead and jump into it. Let's talk about the middle of the Bagsmart Blast backpack. Starting on the bottom, we have a ventilated shoe compartment. So again, this bag is 28 liters, and this particular version is 28 liters that can expand to 38 liters, which is a great size for travel. 28 liters actually could be good for everyday carry, and to be honest, it doesn't feel like 28. I'd say, I don't know, Margaret, what do you think it feels like? I was gonna say like 25, yeah. It's not like a big old bulky 28, but that's nice because it means the bag can double up as an everyday carry and a travel bag. I'm gonna go ahead and pop my Nikes in there. This matches, love that. These are size 9 men's. You can see they fit nicely. A bigger size could easily fit as well. And I love a compartment like this because it could be good for laundry when you get to your destination when you are traveling, specifically the dirty laundry. Keep it on the bottom, ventilated, out of sight, separated from the rest of your gear. And speaking of when you're traveling, one thing that can be handy are these 1, 2, 3, 4 compression straps. These allow you to cinch the bag down, either to make the bag smaller, to maybe fit into the little bin where they measure the size of your bag to see if you can actually carry it on, or to use it as a personal item. Or it allows you to cinch the bag down again for when you get to your destination, making the bag a bit smaller, therefore making it a more manageable day pack. We got a handle on this side, it's okay. And one thing to note about this bag is it's 70 bucks. These are not the highest quality materials. This is not going to give you that Evergoods or Air level of just oh yeah. Look at this handle, it gets the job done. It's simple. We've got some nice reinforced stitching though. I don't feel like this handle's gonna pop out anytime soon. A little bit of padding, just to give you a little bit of comfort. But keep in mind, we are working within a lower price point here. 2 more compression straps on the other side, and then we also have water bottle holder. Actually, it's a side pocket. It's not just for water bottles, you can put anything in there. I'm like, you're actually right. You can put many things in there. But we're gonna test out what it's most likely gonna be used for. Water bottles when the bag is fully packed out in just a second. And now let's get into the main compartment. Now this is actually kind of cool. Usually compression straps can be a little annoying because usually the main compartment of a bag is accessible with zippers here. So when the compression straps are clicked into place, they're always interfering with the zipper. So you're trying to lift up, and the zipper's there, it's just annoying. But with this sort of like duffel style opening, you never have to worry about that problem, which is quite nice. But on the flip side, this duffel style opening isn't quite like, the full clamshell that a lot of us are used to when it comes to traveling. You got some interference happening at the top, but overall, it's a pro and a con with everything. Let me ask, do you like this kind of an opening for the main compartment? Where it's got like this, or do you prefer more like a top loader, traditional style clamshell? Let me know your preference for opening for the main compartment in the comments below. Inside the main compartment, we have a zipper pocket here, some more compression straps here. Right here, dudes, that's the shoes from earlier, right? So keep that in mind with any shoe compartment of a backpack. Always gonna compete for space with the main compartment. Look at what we got going on here. Half of the main compartment's gone. So let's say you're using this as your travel companion, maybe your personal item to pair with a suitcase. You can pop your shoes in there. You'll have I got my notebook at the top. We actually put that behind the shoes. That works nicely. Tech pouch, hoodie, and some headphones. And then you got the internal compression strap, which can help again, cinch it all down, which can help you save a couple of grams on packing cubes. I think this is actually not the best design. Yeah, this is actually, I'm gonna go ahead and say pretty bad design, at least when it's in 28 liter mode. Reason being, I can't tighten it anymore and we still have looseness right now. I'm not missing something, am I? Nope, that's just not ideal, but it might be better in 38 liter mode, which we'll test out in just a second. For the side pocket, it's using a cheaper kind of plastic, but it is see-through, which is nice. Hello. And it's got a bit of volume to it as well, so I can put my Evergoods cap 0.5 in there, and it should close. Yeah, we're really pushing the bag to its limits now, but as you can see, when it's fully packed out, this is what we're looking at. Now we're gonna test out the expansion in a second, but first, let's take a look at the water bottle holder, or the side pocket. I got a 24-ounce Columbia water bottle. You can see we're fitting in there no problem. One great thing about compression straps too is it doesn't just compress the bag like we showed earlier, but you can also utilize it to secure your water bottle. 1 liter Yeti. You like to stay hydrated? The Bagsmart Blast has got your back. Compression strap keeps the water bottle in place. Very good water bottle holder, or side pocket. Before we do the expansion, I actually forgot this top pocket right here. We got a little bit of room to deal with. Just one zippered pocket with a mesh pocket at the top. As you can see, the main compartment, what's packed out in there is starting to interfere with what's happening here. So keep in mind with this pocket, it does sink down, but whenever the bag's fully packed out, that space in that pocket is going to be compromised. For me on the top, I'm just gonna throw a hard drive, a little portable tripod, zip that on up. And now the moment you all been waiting for, let's take a look at the expansion, which I'm gonna go ahead and say isn't giving you a full 38 liters. I mean, maybe. Let's check out the depth of this bag. So now that we've got it fully packed out unexpanded. This thing's bulky, you know, we're looking at, wow, holy crap, this thing's at like 11 inches. That is a bulky bag. Margaret, does it look bulky on me or is it pretty normal? It's bulky. So that can have some pros and some cons to it as well. In everyday carry, the pro is just gonna fit more than it looks like it should. It's got quite a small profile. But the con is when it is fully packed out, it just kind of looks a little off. Then when we expand, as you can see, we're not dealing with that much extra real estate. You're only getting 1 inch additional depth, which I don't do math very well, but I'm sure somebody will in the comments where they'll like calculate it all Einstein and be like, well, actually the new literage is this. But as you can see, in the main compartment, we've now got a bit of extra space to play with. It was tight in there before, now it's not. And one thing to note too about this bag in general is there's no extra padding and the materials are super light. So the bag has a lot of malleability to it. It's loosey-goosey, baby. I don't know why I'm doing this, but like, it feels like this. Now real fast, I wanna give you an idea of what this bag looks like without the shoes. Let's just say you're using a normal packing cube. Maybe you're one bagging, little weekend trip to Vietnam. I'm going to Vietnam in a couple of days, cannot wait. And you can see the packing cube will indeed fit. And in essence, yeah, I mean, this is basically what you'd want out of a travel bag in terms of capacity. But I stick to what I'm saying. It doesn't feel like 38 liters. I feel, based on nothing scientific, just gut feeling, having reviewed 500 plus bags. Unexpanded, it's closer to like 25 liters, and fully expanded, you're looking at like 31 to 32, somewhere in that range. As I'm staring here into the abyss, thinking about the size of the bag, I realized I missed a pocket. So as you can see underneath the handle, we got this sneaky guy right there. Another quick access pocket, which I think should be the perfect location. Oh yeah, for your phone. And yet again, just like you can quickly swing the bag around and grab things out of this pocket, you can also do so out of this one as well. Also curious, what does a $70 bag use for zippers? Probably not YKK, definitely not YKK. So another thing to keep in mind, we're not dealing with the most expensive name brand stuff here. What about the clips and the hardware? Nope, this is all the most basic non-branded hardware, which all makes sense. It's 70 bucks, keep that in mind. And if you're like, wow, this Aaron dude, he's really nerding out. We're going to hardware level of depth on this review. I love it, I want more. Well, if that's the case, I just wanna let you know here at Nomads Nation, we don't just do epic YouTube reviews on bags, but we also have the Nomads Nation newsletter. And in that newsletter, I'm like your reporter in the field, where I'm just, you know, I'm bringing you the news about what's happening in this revolutionary industry. I'm talking the best new bags, the best new everyday carry gear, the best travel hacks, limited edition collabs, and sort of everything in between. So if you want to keep your finger on the pulse of what's happening in this incredible community of carry nerds like myself, be sure to look for this globe emoji in the description below. There you can sign up to the Nomads Nation newsletter and hope to see you in your inbox. All right, let's talk about the back of the Bagsmart Blast backpack. Back to the tech compartment, which, like I said, is clamshell style, which used to be a selling point in the travel community. It's like, dude, you can keep your laptop in here, and then you just do this, and then you don't have to take your laptop out. And I think that those days are over. Every time I try to do that, the TSA agent's like, oh, that's nice. Yeah, cool. Take it out. And I'm like, this didn't serve any purpose. Except for just access though, right? Because this gives you just a bit more sort of like a bird's eye view of what you put where. We got 2 mesh pockets on the back here, the actual laptop compartment. We got 2 mesh pockets on the back side, which I'm gonna throw a portable battery and a tote. I know it's not techie, but I'm still gonna put it there. Now let's talk about techie stuff though. What laptop? I got a 13-inch MacBook Pro. You can see slides into the main compartment very well. And even slides into the tablet compartment kind of well. Now this is a pretty beefy laptop compartment, so I'm gonna test out our 17-inch Asus VivoBook, and you can see it will fit, I think. Oh my Lord, it absolutely will. Now obviously, 17-inch laptops will vary in their size and dimensions. But one thing to note about the tech compartment is, like, you know, it's a $70 bag, so there's no false bottom. This bag just goes right down to the bottom. Maybe a little bit of padding there, but yeah, you know, this is in line with the price point. You know, there's a little bit of padding on this side, don't get me wrong. But overall, it's definitely a bag that you just want to be extra careful when your laptop is in there, especially because of the lack of padding on the back compartment. It's okay. I'm gonna talk about that a bit more in depth in just a second. But first, On the harness system, a couple things to note. We've got a quick access pocket in the back here, which for a travel bag is ideal for a passport. This is a B7 size notebook, the same size as a passport, and you can see it slides right in, which makes it secure against your back and also gives you quick access. Luggage pass-through holder, so you can stand the bag vertically on the suitcase. Again, making this a pretty decent travel companion to pair with luggage. And let's talk about comfort. 'Cause in the back, we've got, a bit of padding on the back and the shoulder straps, but not a ton, which I'm not mad at for the price point, right? Like, we gotta take everything with context. For 70 bucks, I'm okay with the way this bag feels. For me, I prefer really nice bags that have thicker padding because I like to carry a lot of tech stuff around. I work on my laptop full time and tech stuff's heavy. So I like a lot of padding on my backpack to, make that just less of a painful carrying experience. These shoulder straps are okay. They could be more padded in my opinion. The ventilated mesh is nice though, helps a little breathability. The back panel too, I'm really feeling that laptop. It's not a very well padded back panel. But again, the ventilation used by this mesh is appreciated. But what's less appreciated is the excess dangle that's going on. This little guy's been protesting dangle since 2019. Keep up the good work, sir. Overall, I'm definitely not gonna say it's the most comfortable bag I've ever reviewed, but again, price point, 70 bucks, keep that in mind. Now remember, comfort is subjective, and so is really most things when it comes to a bag. So if you have any questions about this bag, or any bags in general, as you're trying to make a purchase for your next bag, be sure to ask your question in the Nomads Nation subreddit. It's one of the biggest communities of bag nerds in the world, and we'd love to see you stop by and say hi. All right, wrap it up. Let's talk about the overall pros and the cons of the Bagsmart Blast backpack. For me, pro number one is going to be the look. Pro number two is gonna be all the pockets this thing has. Holy organization. There's a lot. And pro number three is just gonna be the super accessible price point that the Bagsmart Blast comes at. But on the flip side, I do have some cons. Let me tell you what they are. Con number one is gonna be just how bulky the depth of the bag ends up being, especially when it's expanded. Con number two is going to be the, average tech protection. And con number three is gonna be, sort of the average comfort. But if you've weighed the pros and the cons, and you're still thinking about picking up one of these bad boys because you, like me and Margaret, are like, damn, dude, it just looks good for 70 bucks. Can't argue with that. And you're gonna make a purchase, we do suggest doing so with the first link in the description. That link makes sure that you get the best price, and if there's any discount codes, that's what they'll be. But if you're not quite sold, first step, if you're new to the channel, I highly recommend watching our Nomads Nation leaderboard video. This is a video that we constantly update where you can get the top bag picks from the Nomads Nation team in different categories, so you can see what the best options on the market are. And you can find that video linked in the corner. But if we're kind of close with the Bagsmart Blast, here's two alternatives that are close, but are just bringing a couple different things to the table. Alternative recommendation number one is going to be the Tomtoc T67. This is a great pick for you if you're looking for a budget bag, but you want to place a bit more emphasis on comfort. Tomtoc's around the same price point. They don't have the same color options. They're not going to be quite as pretty, but they do put a bit more, like I said, emphasis on the comfort of their bags. And alternative recommendation number two is going to be the Osprey Daylite 26+6. Great pick for you if you are looking for an expandable travel backpack. You're not trying to spend a bunch of money, but you want a bit higher quality materials, lifetime warranty, and you don't mind spending, 30, 40, 50 extra bucks to get it. Honestly, I'm really impressed with this bag, and the alternatives offer their own unique pros and cons. And to find out what those are, just go ahead and watch these videos right here. If you got any questions about any bags, be sure to let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Aaron. This is Nomads Nation, and we'll catch you next time.